Considering to work part-time in retirement? Well, we have a show just for you to really talk about what are the advantages and disadvantages of working in your retirement years, and then also why would people consider to work once they hit their retirement age? You know, it seems like in years past, maybe the decade before the boomers generation, when they hit their full retirement age or they hit 65, man, they hit the door running. They said sayonara suckers, and they were out of corporate America, and they were going to live the rest of their best life on their front porch, you know, rocking back and forth, drinking coffee, doing that thing. But when retirement was looming on the horizon, there was no real consideration of continuing to work. They took their pension, had Social Security, and really just rode off into the sunset. So what's so different about today's working generation that is now, based on statistics, the average is that 1 in 5 Americans over the age of 65 are still continuing to work? And so why are people continuing to work past the age of 65? And then what are the advantages and disadvantages?
Yeah, there's several things I want to bring up. One is that, 65 is the new 45. So in today's world, people that turn 65 or whatever, thinking about retirement, they could live another 30 years. So 30 years in retirement, not really having anything to do, that I think that factors into it. They feel a lot younger because of health care and some of the things that we're able to get done today. People aren't necessarily old. I'm a good example of that at 65 years old. And so they feel like they still have lots of years to kick back on the front porch, even if it's 70 or 75 or 80 years old. So there's that aspect. The other thing is there's a lot more opportunities and flexibility in work today. It's not necessarily having to go to an office and having to go to a factory or whatever. You can work from home in different ways. There are opportunities for flexible work. You don't always have to drive to a factory or drive to an office location. There's work opportunities from home. And then there's a lot of companies looking for experienced workers that are older that, hey, maybe only want to work 10, 15, or 20 hours a week. And so they're like, hey, I still have a lot of week left if I do that. And there's the social interaction that is there that I think a lot of retirees worry that they're not going to have if they retire. So there can be some real advantages and reasons why people want to continue to work, even part-time.
Well, and I think too, when you get to that point of considering retirement, most people are at the peak of their working career.
They are.
And so they have more tools, more resources, more knowledge to really benefit the company. And so essentially it becomes a conversation for a lot of folks of, well, as long as I enjoy my work, as long as I'm providing value to the company is providing value to me, socially, mentally, all of those things as you've mentioned, Pete, then I'm going to continue to choose to work. It's a choice, not necessarily always based out of necessity. In fact, almost all of the clients that we have that are still working past the age of 65, they are working because they want to, not because they have to. And I can tell you from experience talking to many, many client families like this, there is a kind of a sense of confidence in being able to walk into work and have that power card to go, I'm only here because I want to be here.
Right.
And I'm not here because I have to for this paycheck, so you better not tick me off or make me angry or make me do things I don't want to do anymore because I don't have to do them. So we are finding that people are working longer for all of those reasons that we mentioned above. So what are the advantages to working past the age of 65? Well, number one, and the biggest one, is the additional income. If you are working, you are earning more income, which means it's likely that you are not having to pull off of those investments as early. A lot of times you're still contributing to those investment accounts, and so the portfolio is continuing to grow and really hitting new heights and new levels. And then also the potential to delay your Social Security. Any new income that you earn helps to reduce some of those lower earning years. adding additional benefits that when you do draw Social Security, you're going to get the most value, the biggest benefit that you can possibly get. So from income and Social Security.
Yeah, and I think another one is sense of purpose. There's a lot of people that reach retirement and all they've done is, their whole identity and everything has been working for 40 years. And they're like, I need a reason to get up in the morning and something that I feel like I'm contributing to society and to life. And they worry about their mental capacity. Will it go down with less social interaction and not having to use their brain as much? That's why some people do these puzzles and things is they worry about that. So there can be access to health care benefits that are extra by working a little bit longer. So there's certainly some great advantages.
So what are the disadvantages of continuing to work, right? If we get additional benefits for health care, income, Social Security, sense of purpose, well, what are the real disadvantages of continuing to work? And there are some out there. Well, a lot of times we're choosing to continue to work. For a lot of folks, work is very stressful and can create some additional health concerns for those individuals. And then also the potential impact on your benefits. Now, we talked earlier about while you're still working and delaying Social Security, there can be some advantages to that, and there are advantages to that. However, if you are going to draw Social Security and still work at the same time, there are a lot of different rules out there that you need to be aware of, because this can absolutely work against you and create some negative impacts. A lot of people don't realize until it's too late, and then for a lot of folks it's too late to undo any of those. And so you have to be mindful of what your full retirement age is. So you have to know what that is. It's somewhere between the age of 65 and 67 today, based on what your birth year was. So we need to know what our full retirement age is, and then also how much income are you planning to generate. If you're just going to do some part-time work just to get out there and be active, kind of the Walmart door greeter kind of job, then it may be okay to draw Social Security and still earn income at the same time. As a rule of thumb, I'll say $23,000. If you're going to earn more than $23,000 from your employment, you need to strongly reconsider drawing Social Security at the same time, because in that scenario, you could be drawing Social Security and then penalizing it essentially where you don't get any of those checks. Now, it is estimated that you will get that money back, but it isn't like when you hit full retirement age, there's a lump sum deposit that's going to hit your bank account. The Social Security estimates they'll pay that over a standard lifetime, and so you might trickle in a few dollars a month for however long you live. So the impact of Social Security and the penalties could be substantial.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously there's reduced leisure time, so it's cutting into other things that maybe you were waiting to be able to do more of, and now you're not able to do all that. So there's give and take in all of this. And I think one more thing is, if you're going into another field rather than the one that you were in, you're learning all over again. And maybe you're 67 years old and you have a 27-year-old who is actually your boss now. And the technology and some of the ways they do things are totally different. So you have to be able to adjust to those kind of things as well. So are you considering working part-time, or have you thought about that, maybe the need to or just the want to? And so if that's the case, we can do a financial plan checkup for you to really determine what that's going to mean for you positively and or negatively in your finances, health, and some of the other things that you need to be considering, because we've had quite a few people that have had this conversation with us before, so I think we have some good insight there. So reach out to us. We'd love to be able to talk.